And we're pleased to have with us, as we do every other Wednesday, the mayor of Ashland, Steve Gilmore. Good to see you, Mayor.
Good morning, Jim. Good
How's
to see
everything
you.
going?
Going terrific.
Good. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the city, because there are some things happening right now on 16th Street Plaza. There's different things going on.
Well, we actually,
Well, go ahead.
I like a little music promo there. I like that, Jim. That's good.
All right.
We did a ribbon cutting last night at our Ashland Toyota, and I had a huge crowd up there, and dignitaries coming in from Toyota, and they, while I, said a few words and presented key to the city, those guys, for that multi-million-dollar development up there, and in the eyesore of our community, the way it was left. And But anyway, they've done such a wonderful job. Their business, they said, is just beyond expectations. To tell you a comment that stayed with me last night, they not only, Mike Ayers is the running that place. He's from, hello, Kent. How you doing, my man? He's run the place. Clay Green was there with his dad, who started Toyota, Green Toyota in Nicholasville. But they talked about the quality of work they're getting from the employees that they hired to work there, from top to bottom. Every one of them, they said that they could not believe the quality of people, their attitudes, their intelligence, their wanting to work. It made me so proud as mayor in this town. He had made a comment to me. I may have mentioned it here one morning back when they had basically decided this is where they were going to be. He said the word in Lexington is it's happening in Ashland, and we want to get a dealership up there, and that made me also so proud. And they meant it. And I made a comment last night that we get groups coming in all the time, and they may be real, they may not be real, but they're always asking about incentives. What can the city pay? What can the city put up as real benefits for them to come here and all that? Well, as I mentioned, they asked for nothing, zero. They came in and said, is water and sewer good up there? I said, if it didn't, we'll take care of it. Like we would for anyone, but they asked for nothing. So they put in a multi-million-dollar facility. They're employing about 70 people. They had over 1,000 applicants for the 70 jobs at Ashland Toyota. So, and they felt like that not only was a very difficult process, but they feel like they got the cream of the crop. They're very happy about it. So I think things are going well with that latest large business in our community. I was out of town, but I got a message from Dickie Tiller about some work going on it's actually bank work.
Yeah.
I guess they're working on the facade on that 16th Street side, maybe in advance of what we're going to be doing there, which I'm assuming. But I had no idea it was going on till he told me. Then he told me his plan. So you make sure everybody knows you've probably been talking about it.
Yep.
Friday 10 to 2, bands, high school bands from all over. I'm sure everybody's hearing it. I'm excited for this station, excited for downtown Ashland, bringing all those kids, which when you bring all those kids down in the middle of the day like that, their parents are going to be here too.
Yeah.
So,
and we appreciate the Delta Marriott allowing us to move down right in front of them and use their common area right there, which is, perfect place.
Terrific guys.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy's on the job every day. Andy's goes back and forth to New York, but Jimmy Nizzo is one of the finest guys I've ever met. Some people said, well, you think they're going to stick this out? They're going to be here. They've been here 15 years. I mean, they've been developing. They own, the Belfont buildings out there. They own a couple other places. They've been around Ashland for 15 years. They came through here sort of like Brady or Richard said, we loved it. We loved the look, we loved the location, and then we fell in love with the people. So Jimmy is a great guy to work with there. I think it's terrific. If you think about it, it's probably a much larger venue for all these kids and these bands and people to come and go a little more orderly.
Yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. I know you are excited about it.
Yeah, excited about it. And then of course, we're going to move from there to here, and Ernie G will have his 1,000th Top 5 at 5 o'clock. Hour-long show.
Terrific.
Yeah,
terrific.
He's excited about
I love that show.
He'll be down there broadcasting live, too. He and I both will.
Great.
So we're looking forward to that. That's just another thing that we can help bring to downtown, and we enjoy that. What else is going on?
Well, let me tell you something pretty exciting.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about it tomorrow evening. Our next commission meeting, is our second meeting each month till we change it. Will be at 6 o'clock. Where our first meeting will has been at noon, all along, and we'll probably shift to 6 o'clock now to see attendance, see if that helps attendance, if that's important to people. We do televise with My Town over here. They do a terrific job for us. I think we're reaching many, many homes who are interested in watching our meetings and all that. So,
right.
But anyway, city manager and I attended a couple of weeks ago. I think I missed a radio show maybe. I was to Kentucky League of Cities in Covington. And the premier speaker there for that event was a guy by the name of Roger Brooks.
Right, which you told me about.
Currently from Seattle. So we have that deal made. We have a donor who is paying the entire expenses of him coming in. He'll be in for about a week, the 1st of November that week. He'll be meeting with people like you in little groups here at the hotel. You'll see it. Leaders in our community, business leaders, people are helping to make things happen. He's a foremost downtown revitalization expert. From how you park, when stores ought to be open, when they shouldn't be closing, things like that. Now, some people they may turn a deaf ear, but this guy has a success story, and he did a PowerPoint showing all these communities, large and small, our size, much larger, big towns, what they did with a few little wrinkles, changing some things in our community, taking a corner that's sitting there and this isn't happening. Let's make this something where the public can, go for it. And, of course, it's one of the things. We've already sent him our plan here on 16th Street, and we're not changing it. Let me tell you that. No matter what, I'll be like some of these merchants say, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to stay open later and open later and stay open later. But anyway, he was very impressed with what we sent him.
Yeah.
And I thought he would be because some of his PowerPoint he showed us there in Covington showed little blighted corners, blighted sections in a downtown that they made into exactly what we're planning on this 16th Street Plaza. So I'm excited about that end of it. But he's going to get down to the brass tacks with vendors, merchants, businesses who want to hear his message. And Mr. Gracie and I, we drank the Kool-Aid that day. Let me put it that way. We followed him to the next seminar, which was supposed to be maybe 50 people in there. They had to move it. Everybody wanted to follow him to that next seminar to get more details, which we did. And I think we stood up the whole time. That's okay. It was worth it. But I think it's going to be a very progressive, positive step for the city. And I want to emphasize this, anybody about me listening, business people in the immediate area, for goodness sake. But the city government's going to be a facilitator. We're not going to be the one doing all these things. Now, we will step in when we have to make a 2-lane road instead of a one-way, things like that, or help work on a facility that out-of-state owner, care less what it looks like happens to it, try to work with them to maybe get that property, make it something different to blend with our downtown and be a positive impact on it. So, but we want people meeting with him and telling him, bouncing back and forth. This guy's an expert, but he's an expert because he listens to people. And he doesn't make this up himself. He's written several books on it. So I'm excited for Ashland. I'm excited for our
That's going to be neat.
Our government. I think it will be.
Yeah, especially that somebody stepped up and paying for it all.
Yeah, you bet. We'll figure that out after a meeting tomorrow night, probably, pay for it.
All right. Yeah. We'll take a short break. We'll come back with more of Mayor Steve Gilmore in just a moment.
McMeans Pharmacy has 2 locations to serve you. Stop by 29th Street and Carter Avenue in Ashland or in their South Point location. Call McMeans Pharmacy in Ashland at 325-8400. In South Point, call 740-377-2677. For all your pharmacy needs, McMeans Pharmacy is the place for you. McMeans Pharmacy in Ashland and South Point. In Ashland, call 325-8400. In South Point, call 377-2677.
We are back, and Ernie G. Anderson's in here trying to interrupt the program, but that's what
okay.
He does all the time.
I've been listening to him since I was 3 or 4 years old.
I believe that because he's that old.
I didn't mean it that way, Jim.
Oh yeah, you did, and I took it that way too.
Yeah. I was only kidding, Ernie. I was only kidding.
No, he was.
He's an icon, the whole tri-state area.
It's hard to believe, but the holidays are going to be here before we know it.
Well, with all the heat and drought we had through September and into October, it makes you forget there is a fall, that there is a Halloween season. I haven't seen it anywhere. And I traveled a little bit the last few days. I don't see it anywhere.
No,
so I don't know if it's going to wake up one morning and it's going to be 37 degrees and we just go on, with the wintertime. But it is exciting time. And did you probably know this kind of stuff. I was telling my friends, we were on an airplane yesterday, and I said, believe it or not, Halloween is the most spent-on holiday of any holiday.
Unbelievable, isn't it?
It is unbelievable. And they said, well, it's crazy. They couldn't outdo Christmas. I said, yeah, the thing is their presents, all that. Halloween, people already, of course, we'll see Christmas stuff going up real quick too. But I have a hard time believing it. But, Today's Show had a couple years ago, and I read a little article the other day in the paper. It's amazing. But if you look around, people really now my family never did get into really decorating Halloween stuff.
But some people do.
Big time.
Yeah.
A lot of places, and what most of them are doing costs a lot of money to do that. But it's costumes, it's candy, it's skeletons, and
Halloween parties,
parties and all that. So anyway, you may not ever believe that, but at least what people say on national news and all this is the deal. But I only think about that because normally we have 2 or 3 weeks of nice, cool evenings, and the leaves are falling, and I'm always reminded of going. I lived close to Central Park growing up, and this time of the year being able to go in the park and roll in the leaves and play touch football and get grimy and dirty and go home. Your mom throws you right in the tub to get ready for school next day. But I'm hoping and it is like today was a beautiful fall morning.
Today is.
And I think it's going to kind of hang in there and have some really good weather, but some cool nights. But as you get older, you really appreciate what we went through growing up. You didn't pay as close attention to it because it was just normal.
Yeah.
The falls were very definitive.
Yes.
And now they run together.
Yeah, they do.
But it's moving fast. You and I'll be on here wishing everybody Merry Christmas before long.
Talking about the Christmas parade. Which will be here before we know it.
Absolutely.
Well, it's good to see you again. Thanks for coming by.
Same here.
Things are going well, it looks like, in the city of Ashland. And I know you're pushing ahead to try to get things going, keep things going. And I think this guy coming 1st of November is just a big plus.
Downtowns, what he caught me on his first 2 or 3 sentences. Downtowns are the heart of any community, no matter what. And as I've said 100 times over the years, when in office and not in office, but I was in office when we put the mall in down there, and I was in office when we saved Walmart and kept them, good, bad, or indifferent, a whole heck of a lot of our people. But we had at that time 600-700 employees in the city limits, and we saved them and kept them in the city by going up on Melody Mountain. But when the mall went downtown, they said, well, it's going to destroy the downtown. What is the downtown? How many cities you go in like our size? Your mall, you can see it. You stand out here in the middle of the road, you can see it. Most of them are 5-10 miles out of your community. They will dry your community up. We need to feed. We have been feeding. People have hung in there. We're survivors in Ashland. I'm so proud of the people. I look at this arcade. I walk through there. I just swell because these people put their time and treasures in those shops, and they're going to benefit greatly. It's all going to come together for them. So we got about 2 more hours.
Yeah.
If not, good to see you, Jim, and thanks for having me on.
Thanks, Mayor. Appreciate it. Mayor Steve Gilmore of the city of Ashland. He comes your way every other Wednesday right here on The Breakfast Club.
Cool Hits 105.7.